It's happening now, folks. Everything I've been talking about leading into this year, 2025, into January and going into February, it's all happening as I said it would. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything. This is just historically what happens. It's history repeating itself. So if you're a seller or a buyer, you must be thinking about Las Vegas real estate. That's why you're watching this right now. I've got a lot for you. If you're thinking about making decisions that are important to you, you need to know what's happening with the inventory. You also need to know a great agent, and you know how. Number one thing that tells us what has happened and what's going to happen next, it's inventory. And so as I've been looking at inventory, I keep track of it every week. Of course, multiple times a week, I'm looking at what's happening because it's going to tell us where things are headed. What's happened tells us what's happening next, especially when we look at trends. So right now, I'm seeing that we have actually gone up in inventory. Inventory was on a real downslide. That was towards the end of the year, and then we started recovering as we got out of December into January now. Now this is late January when I'm recording this. By the time you see this, it might be February, early February, and inventory is on the rise. It's not on a crazy rise, but we went from, a low of like going down to in the mid 7,000 territory to now we're heading up to almost 8,000. We are at a resistance point right now with inventory because I've been seeing it wants to get over 8,000, but there is some activity taking properties away. Buyers like to get started in the new year. I think a lot of buyers wanted to wait for large events to happen, certainly for holidays to get behind them, and now they're getting in and playing ball. So we're seeing that inventory is coming on. Sellers want to get in for the springtime. They know that historically that is the time to get involved. If you don't know that, I'm telling you now. I don't like to tell, I like to show, but I'm going to tell you that one. If you're a seller, the springtime is definitely a often good time for you. And really my entire career, I can't remember a spring, including some of the craziest years that I worked in real estate, that I've worked in real estate. The springtime always got going. So that's what I'm seeing happen. Now we are at that resistance point of 8,000. We were at 79.80 when I looked. I'm going to show you that here on the screen right now. That's what I pulled up, was 79.80. So yeah, 79.80 is where we are now. It's been like trying to get up over 8,000. I'm going to say with some authority, it will get up over 8,000. Last year, our inventory high was nearly 9,000. It was approaching 9,000. We won't see that in the springtime. It will go over 8,000. And then that's probably somewhere around there is where you're going to start seeing gobble, gobble, gobble. Some of this is going to be anecdotal because it's my own business, but I also talk to other agents and I see what's happening. Buyers are getting ready. Certainly sellers are getting ready, but buyers are getting ready to buy. And it's just because the springtime represents a very good time for people to get out before school starts, things like that. So families will get out and get going with their buying. It's just a generally good time for people to buy. Also, it's not just about Vegas. It's about other states, right? People are coming from cold weather states and they're selling their home, trying to get over here. So right now, some of those areas are very cold and maybe a little slower in the market. The cold doesn't help their market, but very quickly that starts to change and then they sell their home and they're over here buying in the springtime. Okay, so that's another piece of the puzzle. So if you're a seller, you really want to get on the market in the spring. That's what I've been dealing with all my clients. Let's get your property on the market in the spring if you can. If you're a buyer, I still think that right now, right in this moment, is when you need to get out there and take advantage of what you can. You do have a little bit more inventory because I think in spring it's going to get to where there's less. I really think these fires in California have affected how people feel about being in California, and I think Las Vegas is a natural landing spot as it always has been. I'm just going to go and look at the trends here. It's always been my entire life where people are coming from California. And now that you have even more trouble there, I just think that people might just decide, let's get over to Vegas, even temporarily. I mean, there's thousands of people, unfortunately, who lost their homes. And some of those people are not going to find a place where they lived. It's kind of tragic. I mean, not kind of. It is horribly tragic. They're going to have to look outside of the area that they live. Some people will go to Las Vegas and other areas. It's just an easier commute, and it's probably a little less expensive for them to come over here temporarily while they're dealing with a home being built. So that, even if that means just a few more buyers into our market, it will put new pressures, and it has sort of reset my thoughts, at least, about where we would be in spring. I knew we would have I know we'll have a strong spring regardless of what's happening in California, but I think it's going to continue to put more of that expression out there for our Las Vegas market here. So I also always want to pay attention to the luxury market. The luxury market, to me, dictates what's going on overall. If you start to see issues with the luxury market as far as having a lot of inventory, or if you have a lot of, very little inventory. Again, inventory is always the story, but the luxury market has fewer numbers to deal with, so I can see it happening a little easier. So in the luxury market right now, we have 908 properties on the market. That means a million plus we're calling luxury. That's only 908. That's been super, super stable. It's been staying right there. It hasn't even gone over 1,000 for quite a while of luxury properties on the market. So if you're looking for a home in that market, you're somewhat limited. You start looking at how many properties might be available that fit what you're looking for in that 908, and you can really narrow it down to maybe not a lot for you. So that tells us that there's stability. That means that you're not seeing an overflow of luxury properties. I also don't think we're seeing an overflow of properties to begin with overall in the market. So that bodes really well for sellers as they want to dive into this market. Now, buyers, your opportunity, if you don't take advantage of it now, you can buy in the spring. But if you want a little less competition, you might be looking towards summer or later in the year. I always recommend late in the year as a good time to get in and get a good deal on a market. If you're just a buyer that I got to have my deal, I want to wait till the moment is right to find a deal, well, look later in the year. That's when you're going to find that deal. I said it all year last year. I've said it pretty much every year in my career, but I really emphasized it lately that, hey, and I got a lot of people some incredible deals compared to what they were getting just a few months prior. I don't have all the numbers yet from Las Vegas Realtors. Las Vegas Realtors will send out the monthly report at the beginning of the month. We'll see officially how many sales there have been. We will see what the median price is on that report. So look for me. I may be doing multiple reports. I do one with Angela O'Hare on her channel, and then I may be doing a very, very special thing coming up. I really hope I get to do that for you, and I will definitely let you know about it because it'll be a big deal for me and everybody else to see what I'm doing. It's going to be pretty special, so I hope I can let you know about that very soon. I am going to focus on what I am seeing coming on the market. Now, week over week, I've been seeing 1,000 plus properties in this right here on my market watch that I can see. Every agent has this. If you're a realtor, you should be paying attention to this. I know that sometimes realtors watch this. You should be paying attention to what these numbers are saying. New listings on the market right now, 924. I've been seeing it over 1,000 for a few weeks now. So that means that I saw why we were getting more inventory. All right, it's decreased a little bit, so we'll see. But this is just one day that I'm clipping right here, so I kind of have to, when I look at them, I look at it over a number of days and see if that average ends up being over a certain number. Now, price increases and decreases always tell me where the sellers are at. And you can see right here, you got price increases 81. Only 81 sellers right now feel like they could increase their price. And conversely, 783 decrease their price. Now, this is pretty common right now. there are many sellers who will go and put their property on for more than what it really should be put on for. If you're a seller, I really don't recommend that route at all. I think you want to be at or below market value and get a lot of offers. Try to get more offers on your property rather than just waiting for one, or waiting until you have to decrease your price until you just get the one you're looking for. I don't think that's a great way to go. It's definitely proven itself over my career, 15 years in the business. You know, it's proven itself that that's really not the top way to get a home sold. So price decreases $783. You might think, my goodness, that's a real telltale that they're decreasing their price. It is on some level. You've got sellers that want to sell. Okay, but I also think that this has been a trend that we've seen a lot more of these price decreases through the last several months. You know, the market is settling out, but yet the median price has still been a bit of a roller coaster. It goes up, and then it only goes down slightly. We almost hit the high for last year. I think we missed it by $2,500, $2,000 or something. It was like we almost went to the historic high of 482. We went to 480 or something. So, I mean, it's a chance that we actually break that high this spring. I've got people predicting that it will. Now, we did sell 494 properties. You know, so that tells you that these are properties that are gone. Those are not coming back. They're sold. We're getting some activity there. We got coming soon, 74 properties. Not everybody does a coming soon, but if you see that number higher, it does mean something. And it's been pretty stable, around 80 or so coming soon properties. Those are basically the same as new listings. It's just a different designation that I can put your listing up as a coming soon. It's like I call it a line at the door. So we can put that line at the door, have like 1 or 2 pictures, and then on the day that it's going up, we do the full expose of what your house is going to be in the listing. And then we get instant activity usually, or even sometimes activity prior to even listing. You're getting a lot of calls. One thing I'm definitely seeing, again, a little anecdotal, but on my listings, I'm seeing a lot more buyer activity, a lot more favorites on those properties. And that tells me that buyers are ramping up. Okay, I'm hearing it from my colleagues. I'm seeing it on my listings. Folks, we are in for a bit of a spring. So if you're a seller, get out there. You want to get your home sold for the most money. You could be talking about historic prices, median price at least. And that would be amazing for some sellers that want to get their home sold, right? I'm ready for you anytime. If you're thinking of buying or selling Las Vegas real estate, you know how. You know me. That's all you need to know. And I am looking out for you because I'm all about houses and you. So thank you for watching this video, everybody. I really appreciate it. Let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. And until the next one, I just need you to do me one favor. Have a great week, a great day. Hasta la vista.